Hello, I'm Gabrielle Heffernan and I'm here at the Hull and Nice Riding Museum where we're going to be exploring some of the wonderful collections in the medieval galleries. Today I'm going to be looking at pilgrim badges. Now, pilgrim badges are basically medieval souvenirs. So when someone went to a tourist site, which was usually the site of a holy man or a holy woman, they would want to buy something to bring back to show that they'd been there. And what they often bought were pilgrim badges or pilgrim plaques. Now, if we look at some of the objects in our collection, we can see that these badges, they're not particularly high quality, they're not made of expensive materials. What they're actually usually made of is lead or possibly a tin lead alloy. And this is because they needed to be affordable. So they were made in a mould, and you can see some of the details on these badges here that have been created through moulding it in a mould. And they were then able to make several of these badges quite quickly and quite cheaply and then sell them on to pilgrims or tourists who would then buy it and take it back to their hometown to show that they'd been to the site, or possibly because they thought that maybe there was some kind of power in the object, in the thing that they brought back. So if we look at some of the pilgrim badges in our collection, we can see that they were made using lead or a lead tin alloy, and they were made quite cheaply in a mould. And this meant that tourists who went to the sites could buy them relatively cheaply and take them back to the town that they came from to show that where they visited. So in the first badge, you can see Thomas of Lancaster sat on a horse, and he's being led here to his execution. In the second badge, he is being executed, so he's kneeling on the ground ready to be executed, and behind him is the executioner, and you can see he's holding a sword to his side ready to swing it. Now, Thomas of Lancaster, after his death, became seen as a holy man, and the site of his tomb near Pontefract Castle became a site of pilgrimage. And if you look at both of the badges, you can see that Thomas is represented with his hands clasped together. Now, this quite possibly represents the fact that he was holy and that he was seen as a man of God. So these badges tell us that men and women from Hull visited, presumably, his tomb near Pontefract, and they bought these badges and then they brought them back to Hull, where they were then found by us. So if you'd like to learn more about these kind of pilgrim badges and see our collection, do visit us at Hull and Nice Riding Museum, where they're on display.